And another thing that's unique about Ginkgo is that we actually run our own automation. This is in our BSL-2 lab here in Boston to do high throughput data generation for these research projects we're doing for customers. So we have a lot of experience understanding sort of biovalidation and moving these high throughput protocols onto integrated automation. So one of the things I'm really excited, and we have customers reaching out to us about this system, if you go to the next slide, is this application of what people are calling lab in the loop, or sort of physical AI in the lab. And so just to give you an example of this, so if you were to go onto ChatGPT and click that little deep research button, and you ask it a question, instead of getting an answer in 5 seconds, it's going to give you an answer in like 5 minutes. And the reason for that, and you can even ask it if you want to see it doing this, you can say, hey, show your thinking, and you'll see what's called chain of thought reasoning. And so what the model does is it says, okay, based on what you've asked me to do, I've broken this problem into pieces. And for piece number 1, I'm going to go call up a web browser and do some research on the internet. And then based on that information I get back, there's a bunch of numeric data in there. So I'm going to write a Python script to analyze that data. And based on the results of the Python script, I'm going to do some more thinking and analysis. Then I'm going to write you a summary. And it goes and does all this. It's absolutely fabulous. Like you really should see it if you haven't. But what's gotten people excited is that type of reasoning and analysis. What if you were to then connect a reasoning model like that into the physical world? And so there's a lot of activity right now, a lot of startups getting funded to do like robotic hands to like pick things up and fold shirts or assemble electronics. But what I think is really exciting is, could we give that reasoning model hands in the lab? And that's how we see our racks. They're actually like a perfect fit for this. We're able to integrate. You could integrate 100 pieces of equipment. We have one project where we're scoping that with racks. But in Boston, for example, we already have a setup with 25 pieces of lab equipment set up. And if you go to the next slide, a reasoning model could go ask that set of equipment to run some experiments and then get back really rich data, time series data, raw data files. The racks give a whole bunch of event data, LIMS metadata, about exactly what's going on inside that experiment. A lot more data than you would get if you were doing the experiment by hand at the lab bench. These are just things that you wouldn't be collecting. You just wouldn't be collecting them because you're doing a lot of small things as you work at the bench that aren't really being recorded. But everything is being recorded when it's being run on automated setups. And if you go to the next slide, you can see we've already demonstrated this is a 24-hour protocol without any human intervention, 10,000 qPCR reactions. These are the types of things we can do. This is just one example of sort of just a large data set on a complex protocol being run over a long period of time. So these sort of like long, continuous experiments, ideally with a reasoning model, controlling it and talking, being able to having those hands in the lab is something we're really excited about. And we have a lot of customers excited about too.